Please, let's give a thunderous round of applause for Mr. Harjinder Kang, His Majesty's Trade Commissioner for South Asia and the British Deputy High Commissioner for Western India, UK Department for Business and Trade. So what an honor to have you. Let's have a thunderous round of applause for him, please. What a pleasure, sir. Very warm welcome to you.
Thank you very much for that lovely warm welcome. And good afternoon, everybody. And I think you've already had a very adventurous morning from everything I'm hearing. So congratulations to all the organisers for making it work so flawlessly. First of all, nice to say hello. My name is Harjinder Kang, as you've just heard. I'm the Deputy High Commissioner for Western India for the United Kingdom. And I'm also the Trade Commissioner for South Asia. And this Trade Commissioner is a role that nobody really understands, but is essentially the person that is responsible for all the relationships in trade, investment, trade policy between the nations that make up South Asia and the United Kingdom. And delighted to have been given this honourable role as of about May last year. Prior to that, I was the chief negotiator of the United Kingdom side on the free trade agreement that we're negotiating between our two sides. And that gave me a very good insight into India and the United Kingdom, business, regulations, and what do both sides need to make things work. And not just in fintech, but all across different industrial sectors. Now, fintech itself, I mean, one of the opportunities in our relationships is for services. And services, and within that, financial services, and then within that, fintech. It's an amazing opportunity for the two countries. So let me start by saying thank you very much to the organisers. It's good to be here. And I'm delighted that the UK is once again a country partner to the Global FinTech Festival. And it's actually the 5th time, in case you didn't know. So we are very honoured to be regular partners. The UK-India relationship is a very strong one. And certainly when you look at the sort of trade side of things, we already have something like £40 billion worth of trade between us. You don't need long, protracted free trade agreements to do trade between two like-minded nations. And it's gone very well so far and growing very well. A free trade agreement will help it improve even more so. And I'm really looking forward to continuing that. The two economies actually have something like 700,000 jobs which are supported by this relationship. And I only think it can go better knowing what's happening behind the scenes. We have something like India being the second largest investor in the UK by the projects that I've seen. And effectively over the last 5 years, it's been one of the top, in fact, the second largest investor after the US into the United Kingdom. So the UK finds India as a very important partner. And it's not just in fintech, but across the different sides of business. So when it does come to fintech, as you all know, it's no big surprise. The UK is a lead player in this area, and we hold something like 10% global market share. And that, you know, is no surprise if you look at the sort of centres of excellence that are springing up in the UK, whether it's in Canary Wharf, whether it's in Edinburgh, whether it's in Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham. The centres that are creating, you know, entrepreneurial drive and spirit of how is this world going to change with the advent of fintech. And certainly, when you look at the numbers, we have something like 3,200 fintechs, all headquartered in the UK. That's a significant number of companies. I mean, obviously, India will have a significant number of companies too, probably much more than that. And it's impressive, and it's growing. Now, one of the things that I am very keen on is that we want to keep the partnership between the two very strong and very engaging, and help each other to develop this side of the way the world works. And certainly, I was surprised when I first arrived here in March. I'll let you into a secret. I've hardly ever used any cash in India, which is very unusual and very different to what it was like when I used to come to India not so long ago. And, you know, the whole sort of, UPI phenomena that is taking over as a revolution in this country is an amazing feature of the economy now. And congratulations to everybody who's made that work, because it's truly phenomenal. And everybody who visits from the UK to India, when they see what's happening with respect to that, they are truly amazed. And actually are looking to say, well, how can we do something like that in the UK? Because it is such an obvious thing to do. And so we're looking at that and see how things can go. As you know, but on a formal basis, in 2018, we agreed to establish an official level FinTech joint working group. And this is made up of government and regulatory officials from both countries. And its aim is, as usual with these things, convene policy, regulatory experience, and expertise to enable that close cooperation I'm talking about and to strengthen it even further. The UK market is also very, very committed to investing in India, and something like 100 million has already been piled into this country in this area. And I think that can only get better, because as people understand the country more, as understand the skill bases here, they will actually be much more prone to invest more. Another thing that you may have already heard about is that we've introduced an overseas listing policy in India very recently. And that enables Indian incorporated companies to list on foreign exchanges. And it won't come as a surprise, certainly from me, that we would hope that a lot of these would want to come to London. And London would be very, very welcoming of any new Indian companies that want to list on that exchange. The London has a rich history of supporting Indian companies, and through its debt and equity markets, it's an attractive proposition for companies when they're looking for global exposure. And it's no surprise, it's usually the first go-to country when people are looking to raise capital. And I was hearing earlier that capital is the name of the game in this market. And certainly when you look at the numbers involved, London is the centre of power and money when it comes to this sort of thing. And I would be very, very encouraging of you to look at that part of the world when it comes to this. Let me conclude by saying the UK-India collaboration is already very strong in this area. I can only think it will get stronger. And if it gets stronger, we will truly succeed together to actually exceed our aspirations on the global stage. So I wish you all a very successful rest of conference, and thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.